What's up, YouTube? In today's podcast, this guy and I go through exactly what you need to be doing right now if you want a transaction before the end of the year. Take the advice, go comment, go engage. As always, if you have questions, let us know. And if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button for us. Thanks.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go.
All right, what's going on, BE3?
What's up?
Today, we got a couple of topics to talk about. I think it's timely. We're nearing the end of the year right now.
Yep.
And I love that time of year because most people are snoozing right now. And I think it's fantastic because they're getting ready to, A, really work in the beginning of January, and B, go to the gym, right? So on January 4th, nobody will be working or go to the gym. But right now is that golden time where we can really, really do well. And I'm not talking like working Christmas and that stuff. I'm talking about this little sweet spot between now and the real holidays really start where most people aren't working. Let's talk about tactical ways. How are we going to actually pop a couple deals and stockpile for 2020 right now? Like true things.
I think the big thing right now is from an attention perspective, it's always easiest to get attention when you're pulling in the opposite direction of what everyone else is doing, right? So I'm always a big fan of, when from a real estate perspective, so many agents, when you're creating content, you're posting, you're doing those things, and it's open house, this, it's real estate. And I'm not as big of a fan of that on a normal everyday basis because all agents are doing that, right? So where I think agents can win in that environment is by not doing that, actually giving value or showing that they're human beings. And then when people are actually paying attention to that, now they can hit them with real estate, right? But in today, as you end the near the end of the year, now everyone's entering holiday mode and vacation mode. Agents aren't working, right? So they're either not posting at all or they are now just doubling down on posting, that they're at Disney and this is their family and their holiday party and their Christmas trees and their lights and their decorations and their cookies and all of that, right? So they're doing what I think they should be doing all year. They do now, which means that for me, if you want a deal between now and the end of the year, now's the time to let everyone else know in your sphere that you're open for business, that you're working, because most people aren't. Right. So by you showing that and letting them know, hey, I'm open, I'm working, right? I'm not in vacation mode, because they are, right? Most people are entering, even if, and I'm not talking about people in real estate, I'm talking about just people in general, they're entering vacation mode in their heads and they're buying gifts for the kids, and that's where their head is at. So you have to kind of stop them in their tracks now and say, hey, by the way, I'm still open for business. So anyone that's thinking about moving around or anything real estate related, tell them to call me, because there's not a lot of people working, but I am.
And that's kind of like the 180-degree theory. You go in opposite what everybody 100%. Else is doing, which is right now, which is kind of fun. I was having an interesting meeting with a couple, husband and wife team that works for us over at the beach yesterday. And we were talking about how do we actually, he's like, I need to get some things going, some more going. And I said, okay, let's talk about it, because I don't really know what to do. And I said, with all due respect, I'm calling total bullshit on that, because you know exactly what to do. And it's to get attention and make people think about you when they think about real estate. That's your number one job, guys. That's it. So, and in the palm of your hand right now, and what's the number? Like 15 times a day now, on average, people are scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, and they're just scrolling. And I said, let's take advantage of that for a second. And let's think about what people are actually doing, because you do it all day long. You do it, I do it, and you're scrolling back through, and you're doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And you're you don't even really know what's going on, but you're just seeing it. And I've got no sound on, and I've got no idea about what's going on, but I know what people are up to, right? So what I was talking with this particular guy about, I says, let's go back to school. And I want you to remember Pavlov, right? And Pavlov dog's experiments were, every time you rang the bell, you gave the dog food. So the dog began to associate the sound of the bell with food. And then soon enough, as soon as you just rang the bell, the dog started to salivate even when there was no food present, because the stimulus created the response, and just the sound of the bell created the saliva, right? So that was the old Pavlov experiment. So I'm saying you're doing nothing but that. So this particular guy had a job in the public sector for many years and very well respected, did well in that aspect, but nobody thinks about him as a real estate person right now. Right. So I said, your only job right? And even if you've been doing this for a little while, most people aren't thinking about you as real estate right now. And your only job is to make people see you and think about you and associate you with real estate. And one of the biggest disconnects I think a lot of people making right now is this. You're not trying to get them to buy or sell real estate with you. Let me say that. You are not trying to get them to buy or sell real estate with you. You're just not. What are you trying to do? You're trying to own that mind share inside their head. So when they're at a Christmas party next Thursday and their friend's cousin is moving here from Denver, they're going to remember you. So how do you get them to remember you? And his entire business plan right now is to get out there and shoot some content of him in front of something related to real estate. He's on a dock, he's in a project, he's at a city hall, he's on the beach, he's talking about property. Doesn't even matter what he's saying, because what percentage of people aren't even listening, would you say?
Oh, it's like 80, 90% of videos watch without sound.
80 or 90% are watch without sound, and too many people are worried about what it sounds like. And all you really care is they need to say, oh, look at Bob. Yep. Bob's working. Bob's at a house. Bob's at a condo. Bob's at a new construction site. Bob's at a new home community. Bob's in front of a mortgage company. Bob's at the office. Bob's in front of his logo. Bob's at his car. His car has a magnet on it. Bob's got a shirt on. It says Century 21, right? It says whatever it says on it. Bob equals real estate. It's classical conditioning at its finest. Mm-hmm. The only job you have is that, because that moment in time when real estate presents itself to that person, you have to come to top of mind.
That's it.
That's it.
It's literally the name of the game.
It's the only game.
Yeah, it's brand.
I said, how much does that cost?
Nothing.
And he's like, should I just go buy more Zillow leads? I'm like, no, because you're going. I mean, not that doesn't work. It does work. Everything works. We've talked about that.
If you follow it up and you have the plan in place to go do those things,
But the lowest hanging fruit to pull some transactions down for this year and to stockpile January, because you guys know this well enough. Everything you're doing now is going to pay you in January. If you don't start working until January, you're not getting checks until February. So if you're not working now, you're going to have a dry January most likely.
Yep.
So this is the time to do this. And now the fun part about right now is that this is the time of year that I always call regular person real estate happens, right?
Yeah.
These are the people that's the 3Ds, death, debt, divorce, right? That prospect, that aspect of real estate doesn't care what season it is. It doesn't care what month it is. It just is life and it happens when it happens. Real person real estate is the key. Now, the guy who's going to buy and sell and flip a couple houses, he might be checking out in Cancun for a couple weeks because he doesn't care because the houses will be there in January. But the regular person real estate, the real people that need to buy and sell for life purposes, is what you're after at this stage of the game right now.
Well, and you have a lot of people looking for new jobs right now because they want to kick the new year off, in a better light. So all of that's happening, and the better you can get at constantly putting yourself in the mindset of the consumer at that point in time, the better you're going to be able to speak and communicate to them as you're reaching out. But I mean, it could be as simple as even your past clients. I don't care if you sold them a house 2 weeks ago, sending a text right now, because the nice thing is you have a reason to reach out right now, right? It's the holiday season.
Yep.
So you could easily send a text right now to every single one of your past clients that says, hey, just want to say thank you so much for being a past client. I hope you found the perfect spot to put the Christmas tree.
Yep.
I just want to let you know I am working and I'm here to help. If you know anyone else that is, looking to do a real estate transaction, I would love to help them in the same way that I helped you.
Yep.
That simple text, right? If you have 500 past clients, is gonna net you a couple of deals.
Or take it to the one step personal level, right? Put your video on, flip your phone picture around and say, Bob and Cheryl, I just drove by your house this morning. I was so excited. I love working with you guys. I just wanted to make sure you're having a wonderful holiday. I hope you found that perfect pot for the tree. And I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. Call if you guys need anything. Have a great holiday. Bye. Done.
Absolutely.
And then you text it, send it, done.
Yeah.
And that costs nothing, and you just did it. Now, you could do that to your close sphere. You can do it to your close world. Go on to Messenger, do the same thing, and just do it. So I think the takeaway from today, short, simple, to the point, is post.
Yeah,
right?
it's
content to stay,
especially
top of
right
mind.
now, because you on an everyday basis, it's where the consumer attention is.
Yep.
That tends to double down between now and the end of the year because people are off more, right?
Yep.
They're bored. They're at home.
They're scrolling more.
They're online shopping, right? They're on Amazon. They're on Facebook Marketplace. They are active on this device right here. This is where they're living right now.
That's
because
right.
they're either scrolling on a social feed or they're buying something.
Yep.
Right. And I know I do it most of the time when you're on Amazon or you're on something else. You're like, oh, I'm already on my phone. I'm gonna then click into Facebook or Instagram and open it up. It's consumer behavior.
God, I fell through the rabbit hole big time because I got a brand new baby, 1 month old at the house, so I've got a lot of quiet time snoozing on me. And then what do? I pick up the phone and I scroll. I bought so much crazy shit in the last month.
Because you're sitting there doing nothing.
It just gets on my face like, oh, I didn't even know they made that.
Of course I need that knife that cuts through my shoe. Who doesn't need that?
And then you get into some weird alternate universe like, well, if he like that, I'll probably like this. And then you're like, oh, God, how did I not even know that was around? Now I need that. So my wife's going to flip out when she sees some of the stuff coming to the house.
You're going to have like a little Amazon fulfillment center at your house. That's going to be exciting.
But it's right on.
But it's just the way, it's consumer behavior. So,
I know more, but on the same point, I know more about my friends' lives in this last couple of weeks than I've ever known before.
Absolutely.
Because I'm scrolling. The ones who are actually putting something out there.
100%. And obviously, I say it all the time. If you're posting nothing at all, once is better than nothing, right? But the reality is, if you really want to have an impact, if you really want to condition and create brand and do that, guys, posting once a day or once a week is not enough. It just isn't.
Nope.
You've got to be, and it can be simple stuff. It doesn't need to be a video. It doesn't need to be going in Canva and doing that, right? That's just easy to do. And a lot of times that will perform better, but it could be as simple as writing a text post about a thought you had, or just want to say thank you, or messaging them because you saw a picture of your friend's Christmas lights and wanted to message them like, hey, the lights look great. I can't believe you've lived in there for 4 years now since I sold it to you last time, or anything like that. Even if you didn't sell them the house, man, the house looks so great. How are the kids? How's it? That little personal touch is huge, and that literally will lead to a deal, whether it's now or at some point in the future.
Even if you don't want to post right now, comment on
Go
every
engage.
post that's in your
Go
whole
engage.
feed right now. When you see your buddy from high school you haven't talked with in forever and they just pass through your feed every once in a while, stop and say, oh my God, you guys look great, hope all is going well, have a great holiday. Done.
Go and engage. Go and engage in. And because here's the other thing that's going to happen. Once you start doing that, guess whose stuff is going to start popping up in your feed? Theirs. Now it makes it easier on an ongoing basis to stay in touch, and same thing. Now they re-engage, because if you comment, right, it could be as simple as, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. Great. Say happy birthday, right? Why is that good? Well, not only is it the right thing to do if you know them to say happy birthday, but what do 99% of people do when you say that? They comment back and say thanks, right? As soon as they do that, they have now just told Facebook's algorithm that, hey, I like that person. So now what is Facebook going to do? They're going to show more of your stuff.
That's right.
It's literally that simple.
It's free.
That's the game. And it's free. It's 100%
and it's fun.
free.
Because these are your so-called friends, right?
Right. You should enjoy it. It's easy. It's fun. And if you spent, seriously, there is a business to be built. If you spent 2 hours a day going through and just doing that on Instagram and Facebook.
Just commenting
and engaging, you will get business. Period. End of story. No question. The reason that most people say, oh, I've been doing Facebook and I haven't gotten anything. It's not Facebook, it's you. You suck. You haven't been doing the activities that you should be doing on there.
It's holiday season. Let's be a little nicer.
I'm trying to be. This is me being nicer. They're not doing the activities that they should be doing, or they're posting a generic article once a week and saying, yep, I did it. High five. I checked the box. And that's not going to work. It's not.
Because they're not buying your article about how do you defrost your refrigerator.
It's not about the article at all. Right? It's just not. So, if you were doing that 5 times a week or 5 times a day, now you're because you're staying in their feed 5 times a day, right? That's good, right? But I mean that's it. It's literally simple. It's one-on-one really interactions.
Be you, be out there, and be real, and just post. And the ultimate attract and repel is the way that it all works. So
the nice thing about this strategy is you're choosing who you're engaging with and who you're getting the attention of, right? It's not a mass shot. If I run Facebook ad, I don't have the luxury of saying, oh, well, I only want to work with people who do this, right? I don't have that luxury
anymore.
It's whoever comes in, right?
This
You do. If I don't like Susie, I don't reach out to her. If I like Mark, I reach out to Mark. And it, you know,
That's
so
right.
you control who you're going to be doing business with, and that way you actually control your business, and maybe you actually enjoy it versus having so many headaches.
And if you like Mark, guess what? Mark's friends are like Mark, so you're going to get into that sphere of more
Right.
Marks.
Yeah.
So just re-engage with people that you want to. So tactical takeaway is take 30 minutes, like right now, like when you're done with this in a couple seconds here, be done, go sit wherever you're sitting and do 40 comments. Start with the low-hanging fruit. You don't need to care how your face is looking, your hair is looking, just 40 comments on something. The first things in your feed, comment on them on Facebook and Instagram. That's it. And once you do that, next level, post something. Next level, video something.
I promise you, even if it's someone that you see on a semi-regular basis and you're like, oh, that person knows, and they're not. They're not thinking of you. So I don't, unless they're your immediate friends or family, like your best friend in the world, sure. Your family, yeah, probably, if they're your immediate family. Everyone else, I don't care if they're your cousin that you see once every other week.
Yep.
They are not thinking about you in a real estate capacity at all on a regular basis. You still need to be commenting and engaging and reaching out to them.
And do it this week and next week more than you've ever done before, because it's not about them. It's about dusting off their memory and image of you when they're at the Christmas parties, holiday parties they're about to go to, because real estate will come up in every one of these conversations, every one of these parties. And if you're not top of their mind awareness because you weren't showing in their feed, they are not going to think about you when that conversation happens. So way more than ever, get out there and engage and show that you're working over these next couple weeks. So hope that brought some value, short and to the point, and I hope you like Gray Day.
Yeah, this is our great
Dry
outfit
cleaners
day.
didn't have my shirts.
Well,
today,
I got your memo. I just thought it was weird that you wanted us all to wear gray, but
That's right.
We did it.
It's a team feel. So wonderful day, guys. Have an awesome week, and reach out as always. And love your comments, and tag a friend you think needs to hear this. Get tactical, guys, and get out there and go do it. Have a wonderful week.
thanks, guys.